Welcome back, everybody, to the Gobbler Effect Season 3, Episode 16, right here on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network, a special regionals edition of the show. My name is Chris Pierce, joined once again by my co host and Virginia Tech men's ice hockey head coach, Joey Mullen. Coach, how are you today?
Good. It's been a busy week, but not bad.
Yeah, busy, I'm sure, as we got the Southeast Regional coming right up this weekend. From the last time we talked, a lot has happened. You guys finally got your rankings based off of what we saw in the ACCHL tournament. You guys moving up a spot or two up to number 14, playing against a very familiar face in the Ohio Bobcats in game one on Saturday afternoon. Coach, let's just start off with the rankings reaction. You guys, after ACCHL championship win that saw wins against High Point as well as Penn State and Maryland, you guys move up a spot or two into that 14th slot. What was your first, opinion of that?
I mean, the rankings are what they are. I thought we kind of got underappreciated for what we did the last probably 6 games of the year. Is what it is. They say they're computer rankings and they're not biased, but no one really knows. So I just got to go with what they give you, and you play who's in front. You're gonna have to beat two good teams this weekend, no matter what. So it doesn't really matter, I guess, where you fall.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned you guys coming in on a 6 game winning streak, kind of looking at the field ahead of you. What are some of the things that you see that you kind of like out of where you're positioned or where you guys, think you might be able to, struggle with? Where do you see you guys, in these matchups, first looking at Ohio on Saturday, then potentially moving on from that?
I mean, Ohio, I think we match up pretty well each other. This will be the fourth game in a year. Basically all 1 goal games, a double overtime game. They got us 4-2 on that Friday with an empty netter. We won 3-2 the next night. So I don't anticipate it being anything other than a pretty tight game. I think schematically we both play pretty similar. Both have good defensive cores, both have good goalies, both have a couple high end talented couple lines, and then the third and fourth lines are just both sets are just grinders and they just grind out games. So I think it'll be a fun one. Got some familiar buddies. JH and Tamborski went to Europe together this summer, so they know each other pretty well. So it'll be a fun matchup.
Yeah, this is your guys' second time traveling to Ohio this season. As previously mentioned, you guys faced them twice earlier in the year where you split the series. Play them once again on again their kind of home state turf. Not an 8 a.m. start though, however, for you guys. You guys kind of get to have a little time to yourselves at that 1 o'clock start on Saturday. As I understand, you guys are kind of coming in on Friday, and you guys are, getting your legs under yourselves with a little bit of a practice. What kind of, I know you guys said that last year, but what kind of, help does that provide for you guys, getting on that ice and kind of knowing what you're up against with the conditions on Friday as compared to, just going in there on Saturday, open-minded?
I mean, I'd say the majority of teams are going to do the same thing. I know there's a couple teams before us and after us skating out there. It's really just to knock the bus legs out, get a little nice light skate, nothing crazy, get familiar with the way the rink looks and feels. I think this year, hopefully, it's a little different for us this year. Last year was the first year back in regionals for all these guys, so like a lot of our team has played in this before. They know what to expect. They know the intensity level. They know what it's going to be like. So hopefully that experience helps us get through the first day of this year.
Yeah, and we've kind of talked about all season long how, this tough schedule has prepared you guys for this moment, playing Ohio, then potentially, playing Florida Gulf Coast or University of Tampa or an FAU, coming up in that second game. You guys don't have three straight games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of just a Saturday and Sunday, and you're into nationals. Does that give you guys kind of more confidence in your playing style, knowing you only have to win two, but they're also going to be two very hard and physical games?
It's definitely easier to win two than to have to go through three. I mean, we showed that last weekend. Playing three in 3 days in a short turnaround, that's tough for anybody. I don't care how in shape you are. Like you're beat up. I think you saw that noticeable difference between us Friday night to Sunday afternoon. So 2-2 is not too bad. You're pretty used to that. And regionals is wild, man. You don't know what's going to happen. Like a 16 could upset a one. Is it probable? Probably not, but like you catch a goalie on a good day and a team coming off a long trip that they're not used to, like things can happen. So it's fun. You play in teams you don't really know, except for in our case, like we know Ohio pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how the weekend plays out.
Yeah. And let's kind of shift gears, I guess, into that Ohio game. As we mentioned before, this is your fourth time playing them in the year span. You guys played them last year in the regional round. Guys lost in double OT, a heartbreaker. You guys played them twice this season in Ohio. You lost one, you won one, and that kind of sparked your six-game winning streak that you're on right now. So what are your expectations then moving into this fourth game, with Ohio kind of having that 2-1 series lead? What are you expecting out of your team, and what are you kind of expecting out of Ohio coming into Saturday's matchup?
I mean, coming off a loss for Ohio, they're probably going to want some revenge. So we kind of know that's coming. For our guys, coming off a loss to them in regionals that ended our season last year is kind of the same thing. So, I mean, it's going to be intense. It's going to be physical. I think it's going to be really fast. I think it'll be one of the faster overall games there. And just you know each other from playing the fourth time in a year, so a little familiar. You know what to expect from each other. There's not going to be a whole lot of surprises. So you just gotta show up and do your job. Really, I mean that's the big thing. It's gonna be fun. They're a pretty respectful team, so I haven't had any issues ever playing them. So it'll be a fast, fun, hard, clean game, I think.
Yeah. And we've talked about how close these two teams are, one goal game every single time. So, I mean, you talk about, the clutch factor, and you got guys on your team who could deliver that. One guy I do want to mention is Austin Hearn, who, we've talked about in the past on the show, kind of the Ohio's kryptonite, scoring at least a goal or a point as to every single game played, including a goal last year in regionals. What do you kind of expect out of him, back on that first line with Doozy and Cam? Or mixing up those lines to get that right combination and helping you guys propel you guys over the Bobcats this time around.
I mean, yeah, we put Austin on that line. I want to say it was the second game in Ohio. We made some adjustments. We didn't like exactly what happened the Friday night. And he's been good since. I think he's had either like multiple points in every game the rest of the way this year. He's been on a tear. So putting him up with Cam and Doozy, I mean, most people score points when they play with those two. Like they're just hard to keep off the score sheet most nights. So I mean that'll be a big factor, making sure they're getting the ice time that they need in the good situations. It'll be important for me to make sure I put them in good spots. Well, I mean, look at like Tulo. He's had a hot streak, scoring them every game this week, last weekend, and then Zach Stewart was all over the net. Gavin now has been all over the net. Like it's just a matter of time for a couple of those guys to start putting them in, and they're just going to come in bunches. I think like Gavin now and Zach Stewart are two big guys that I would watch this weekend. They've really been struggling putting it in the net, but they've been all over. Too many chances to not score. They're too good a player, so I would watch those two this weekend.
Gotcha. And going along with the team and who's been playing well, who's been not playing well. I mean, I kind of want to shift focus to the goaltenders. You got Tucker, who's been on fire as of late, but you had Ian Key, pick up that win against Penn State on that Saturday. Coming off that win, is there really a method to your madness on who you're going to start on Saturday?
Not really. We just go with the hot guy. I mean, I guess they're both kind of hot right now. We'll just go with the gut feeling there. It was nice to see Ian get that win, set that record. I know it's meant something to him. And I thought he played really well the last couple of games out against Penn State. Didn't get the results that he wanted, but I thought he played really good against them at the St. James. A couple of weak goals. We had a good talk before on Saturday afternoon. Told him he was going to go, and he said he was ready, and he delivered. And then he did it last year in the playoffs too. Like delivered a huge win against NC State for us. So he shows up in big time moments. You don't have to worry about that. And with Tucker, he's been good since he got here. Like 9-0 start as a freshman, another over 500 season this year, championship win this year. So I mean, kind of a good spot with goalies this year. Don't have to really worry about who's going to go each night.
Gotcha. And I don't want to jinx anything, but in the case, there is a win on Saturday, what's that preparation process, going to be like heading into Sunday's game, with the spot for nationals on the line? Have you given to any much thought, or is you just mainly focused on Saturday and then focus then on Sunday?
I think you just have to focus on Saturday because the crazy thing is you won't know probably till later in the day who you're going to play anyway. So that'll be my job once we figure out if we get through Saturday, get to Sunday. That'll be my job Saturday night to try to get as much film on them as possible, watch what they like to do, their tendencies, how they set their power plays, their forecheck, and just try to prepare these guys as much as we can. Short turnaround, so no one's really going to be changing what they do a whole lot from game to game. So once you see a team, you should know pretty much what they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, I got one final question for you, and it's a pretty simple one. What is it going to take for the Virginia Tech Hokies to make the nationals?
The six best periods we've played all season. That's what it comes down to now. Like he's you gotta get better every period, and just if you win six periods, you win two games. That's what it boils down to.
Well, we'll see if history will be made this upcoming weekend. Coach, thank you so much for your time. That'll do it for episode 16 of the Gobbler Effect here on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. The Virginia Tech Hokies this weekend will head to Cincinnati, Ohio to face on the regionals in the Southeast region. You can catch both games streaming on Flow, but first you got to get through game one on Saturday against Ohio, followed then by if they win on Sunday, time and opponent TBD. Until then, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll have another episode where we'll talk about nationals. Again, we'll see though. Until then, let's go Hokies.